Hey, what's going on, y'all? Forgot the intro there. Had to back up and rewind and do the intro all over again. Mad Mania, Canubis, Alpha A, Dark Knight, Maniac of 2891. What's up, y'all? Good to see everyone. 190 million power. Yes. Pre-KVK. We did a little bit of training, not a lot. Little bit of training. Only 24th position. Nothing major. Could I push to 200 million? Yes, I could, but that would leave me with less speed ups than I'm comfortable going into a KVK with. So it is what it is. For those of you who are members, you will notice a few new emojis in chat, courtesy of Electro King. Once again, Electro King does a lot of the graphics you see on stream for me. Reasonable prices, fast turnaround time. For your graphics needs, see Electro King on Discord. No, nothing major, Dark Knight. What, 10 million points? That's a drop in the bucket, right? That's a drop in the bucket. I'm sorry, Muhammad. This is generally the time I stream most of the days. It just works out best for me. I never know what time I'm going to get done with work Monday through Friday. And this is generally, after dinner, things are settling down in the house. Yeah, I knew the infantry, the cavalry, and the archer emojis were going to create some emoji wars here in chat, but just be careful spamming emojis. Nightbot'll get you. Nightbot'll get you. So Marauder forts at reset. So between now and then, what I kind of want to do is I want to look through, and this is going to be a pain. It's going to be boring, but I want to look through every single round and see how many matches there were that were not blowouts, that were close. Right? And my goal here is to prove to everybody, most educated and logical people already understand that these group qualifiers are absolute garbage. But we're gonna get some cold hard numbers. We're gonna put some stats to the paper, and we're gonna go from there. So that said, let's rock and roll. And what I'm looking for here is matches that were within 10,000 points, the winner and the loser. Yeah, the Mimi one is gone. We need 7 more members before I can insert yet more emojis. So memberships drive emojis, right? So the more members we have on the channel, the more emojis I can put in YouTube. All right, so what I'm looking for here is matches that were within 10,000 points of each other. And it does not, oh, there's one. So we got one, and I'm gonna put a counter up on the screen here so we can keep track. So there's one, and 70 HB, they were in our last KVK. These guys are some good guys. But they only won by 9,000 points, so we're not gonna call that a blowout. Everything else here was absolutely, why do teams like this even sign up? I mean, seriously. If you're not going to show, why do you sign up? Makes no sense to me whatsoever. There's nothing like an OL season, even if we can't see anything, right? Yes, the red line video is gone. I have no details as to exactly what happened. I am glad I was there to see the whole thing because it was absolutely epic. Funnier than hell. Funnier than hell. But it is what it is. And we're not going to get into that in this stream. Let's see this one. There is absolutely, look at 0. They didn't even show up. I mean, Kingdom 1297. What the fuck? Didn't even show up right here. Kingdom 1079. What the fuck? I think these guys might be in KVK, but you know, still, what the fuck? They might as well not have shown up. Oh, here's the second one. Okay, there's the second one. Congrats on the win, Brian. And we're going to kind of, I mean, we got 4 realms to get through. 32 divisions in each. So bear with me if I fly through these. If there's another one here. So we got 3 so far. If there is a specific realm and division y'all want me to focus on, just let me know and we can... There's another one here. Nice. We can take a break. Another team, no show. 1463. One V dominating. We beat UCS 2 arcs ago, regular arc of Osiris. Now, they may not have had their arc team on, but just saying. Just saying. SN? Really? 307? Are y'all out of troops? Kingsland isn't even open yet. Are y'all out of troops? Hey, there's another one there. Unless you find a team who won by more than 101K, we're number 1 right now. Another no-show. What do we got here? 1797. Congratulations on your patheticness. There's another one. Whose song lost? Go back to Division 4 and check 1 IVG. Okay. Give me just a second here. There's another one. So I need to go to Division, remind me, Division 15. 15, I just make note of that. Wow. Wow. So they only had 17 people. I have no words. I have no words. Yes, Mimi Group 1. This one, oh, just barely. Just barely. There's one. There's another one. Not quite here. So yeah, 1093. Yeah, I mean, everyone click the 1093 fanboy emoji. Not only did they ruin 307's KVK, it looks like they ruined their Osiris League as well. There's another one within 10K. You know, and if I remember correctly, I think it was season 4 where SN made it to the top 16 and had a bunch of players not show up. You know, and their reasoning was they were up all night fighting. You know, or they needed to stay online and fight because there were fights in KVK. For a kingdom that big, you would think that they could spare 30 players for an hour and 10 minutes to get organized and fight a match. But I mean, that was season 4. You know, so ever since then, I've kind of had a sour taste in my mouth for that type of behavior. I mean, it's for big kingdoms, that's not an excuse, right? There's another one within 10,000. Another one within 10,000. So already we're at 12. That's more than we had last season in stage 1 Horus Realm. And another one. And another one. So either teams are getting more competitive or the fog changed things. But in any case, we'll look at the percentages as well after we get these numbers here. There's another one there. Where's the siege emoji? Nice try, Swizz. Nice try. Hey, Jay, I'm doing well. I did get your in-game messages, so thank you, sir. TR laying a woofing down, and they're in KVK, right? So KVK is not an excuse. Another one. KFC, now I'm hungry. All right, so we have got 16 in the Horus Realm, where the matches were within 10,000 points of each other. That is 6.25% of the matches played. 6.25% were within 10,000 points. And as you guys saw going through those a lot of those were not necessarily close. They were right at that 8, 9, 10,000 borderline, right? Division 25. Where are you here? BLN? Nice work, Alloys. So let's go through. Let's do the same thing in Realm of Anubis. Let me clear the counter off. Let's get the spreadsheet taken down. Yeah, that's generally the case, right, Brian? The first week has more quote unquote close matches, and we only saw 16, even within 10,000 points. So none here. There's 1, 2. Maybe somebody should be counting no-shows as well. I mean, good Lord. Oh, this one just barely got in that 10,000. I don't doubt it, Alois. Y'all been going crazy. There's one here. Another one, bottom right. Yeah, me too. I recognize so many more names in Horus than any other realm. There's one here. One here, so that's 2 more. There's another one. What we might see is as we get to the newer realms, we're going to see more competitive gameplay. I think this is the closest one we've seen yet. TCTR 2295, RL 2412. And that's like what, 1800 points? 1700 roughly? There's another close one. 0826, 2126, 1925. Very nice, gentlemen. Another one here. Ooh, this is super close. Nice. Very nice. Kingdom 1990 and Kingdom 2112. 2112's had a couple teams in here with close matches. Another one within 10,000. We'll get there, Terminator. We'll get there. Don't worry. You're 96,000 to 0. 2130. Thank you for showing up to play. This one's within 10,000. Here we go again. 1857. 2200. Congratulations on your goose egg. Your score was perfect. This is a semi-decent match here, right? 3.5, 4,000. $95,000 to 0. 23.95. The Army of Shadow. Obviously, you are still in the shadows. 92,000 to 0. Vikings. Yeah, you're not doing that alliance name any justice. 2193. Kung Fu Duck's Shell. 100,000 to 751. Is this you then, Terminator? Sorry, Eloise, I'm jumping through these rather quickly, so if there's a division you want me to go back to, just let me know. There's a close... Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, very nice. Look at that one. That would have been a hell of a match to watch. 18 points. 18 points total. 23.97. 22.94. That's the closest one we've seen. 18 points total, man. That's like one gatherer not getting home. That's one person who was waiting to fill a structure and not in a resource node gathering just a couple resources. That's crazy. Here's another goose egg from 1823. This one's within 10,000 points. We'll count it. As is this one. And this one. And this one. They got a good group here. Maybe. Only farmer, what's good? There's another one within 10,000 points. And another. This one's only a couple thousand point difference. This one's within 10,000. All right, so what is that? That's 25. So that's 9 more matches within 10,000 points than the Horus Realm had. So their 9.77% of their round 1 fights were within 10,000 points. I mean, still 9.77. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I missed watching some Osiris League matches today myself. Even though most of these that we're looking at are blowouts, you know, it's still, I would religiously watch whoever was casting. I'd have 3 or 4 3 or 4 streams going at the exact same time so I could watch as much as possible just to see, because when you catch a live match where the underdog wins, it's like it's kind of like unwrapping a Christmas present on Christmas Day. Yeah, you're right, Brian. I mean, gathering in fog of war, less risk of being attacked because they can't. I mean, hell though, we were noticing in our match that you can't even see the resource nodes. I mean, you got to literally send your gatherers out and hope you stumble across one. You can't even see the resource nodes. So we do have a kingdom buff activated. I just want to pop out real quick, make sure nobody needs Duke before we start running through the Bastet realm here. All right, reset the counter. '89 showed up for their match. And we got one right off the bat here. 2 right off the bat. Nice. Uh, 1029 does not play League. Okay, so we don't play League for two reasons. One, many of the regular ARC players on the team don't want to. Plain and simple. They had bad experiences playing League in the past where after a loss, people were pointing fingers and yelling and screaming and placing blame, and that's not an environment that these players want to be in. And I think the group of players that we have that plays ARC is mature and we be able to handle a loss much, much better than it sounds like some of these players did on previous teams in previous years. Okay, so, but that's one reason. 2, several players just don't want to wake up that stinking early every single Sunday. I get it. And 3, I don't feel like we have a team that would be ready to compete at the highest of levels. If I'm going to organize Ark of Osiris League in 1029, I want to bring in a team that's going to be able to compete. Maybe not compete with the 60 GTs, the 1Vs out there, but I want to bring in a team that's going to be able to compete with pretty much the rest of the teams in the top 32, other than those, elite teams, right? It's going to give them a run for their money, going to make them work to get their victory. I'm not saying we would get anywhere near top 4, top 2, top 1 at all. Not in any circumstance. But I have too much respect for Ark of Osiris and this game mode to put a team in there just to get rewards. I want to be able to compete. I want to be able to compete at the highest. If we do it, I want to be able to compete at the higher level and show respect to the teams that we're playing. If they beat us, we gave them a good match and help them prepare for the next stage of their growth in the league itself. These matches, 74,000 to 1,999, do absolutely nothing to help this team get ready for the top 32, for the top 16, and so on and so forth. All these are matches where they can bring in their 30 players, bring in their 5 players, and get rewards. It does absolutely nothing to help them get ready for matches later against tougher opponents. You get 10 heads every week plus a shop. It's not about the rewards that you get. We don't do anything for rewards. We do it for fun. It depends, Brian. Our last Osiris match we had was the first match we actually had 30 players in probably a year and a half. Generally, it's right around 18 or 19. And, I'm not going to bring a team of 19 into Osiris League just for rewards. I have too much respect for the other teams in this league, too much respect for this game mode itself, to just come in here to, suck up rewards like half of these teams are doing. Yeah, and generally these group stages, these matches are absolute garbage. And that's why we're going through here and we're looking for matches that are within 10,000 points of each other so that we can get some cold, hard data to show, Lilith, you need to do something because a lot of these matches are absolute trash. Nice thing about Arc in general is that you run into a good team and win the majority of your matches. That's a good experience for everyone. Yeah, I mean, the most fun I ever had playing in an Ark of Osiris match was Season 3, when Ovi took on HKL, and every single person under the sun was picking HKL to win because they were the previous champions, right? They won Season 2. When we pulled that out in the final minutes by gathering, I mean, man. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes, literally, just to talk about it. Just the emotions on Discord voice when that game was over and we came out on top. It was something I've never experienced before in my life. Other than maybe when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 1996. No, I'm not saying I don't think we'd do well. I think we would do well in these group stages for sure. But in the same respect, we would not provide any competition to any of these more organized teams. I mean, the strategy that we do on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for our regular ARC matches, it's very simple. Because nobody wants a complex strategy where we have to practice, do 2 practice matches every single week just to compete. I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay not doing Osiris. I've been to the top of the mountain and I retired at the top of the mountain. I'm okay never doing Osiris League again, right? Walk away at the top when you're on top, and hey, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, the one thing I disliked about Osiris League is these qualifiers, and it's always been a point of mine that these are so watered down with teams that are just looking for free rewards, and they're not even showing up to matches, that Lilith really needs to take a look at how they're doing this. Here's another one. Terrible farm, terrible team. 100,514. I mean, in my opinion, if they want to do this right, they need to make the regular season count for something. You know, maybe make teams that want to, you know, like Call of Duty. Let's use that as an example. They have your regular battle royales, and then they have your ranked battle royales. People that just want to go out and have fun and play, they play in the regular battle royales. People who want to compete at the higher levels, they play in the ranked battle royales. You know, so, you know, maybe do the same thing here. Maybe make one ranked and one non-ranked, and the non-ranked is just for people who want to go out and have fun every other week. And then have a ranked Osiris every other week that counts for something. And you rank all of the teams based on their one loss, based on the points that they win by, etc. And then you take the top, you know, I don't know, top 256, top 128 teams in each ranked realm, and then you drop them in these groups. Because right now, regular season, off-season Osiris means absolute nothing. It means nothing. You know, and if you had that ranked off-season and had the ability for streamers to cast those matches as well, that would build the hype. And that would build, I mean, you would have hype from day one. You know, these are the ranked teams. Who's going to get into the league? Who's going to get into the finals? Who's going to get into the tournament? You know, and I think interest would grow and grow and grow over time. There's another one, another no-show. But, I mean, you know, that's, who the hell am I to tell Lilith what to do, right? Another no-show. I mean, these teams that don't show up, they should get 0 rewards, period. Just absolutely pathetic. Another no-show. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have the perfect answer, right? That's just throwing something out there. You know, I hate to bitch and complain about something and not provide a potential solution to be discussed, right? I'm sure there's tweaking that would need to be involved, and they would need input from, you know, a lot of the players out there. But the way they're doing it now, in my opinion, is ooh, here's another close match. What, 207 points? Very nice, gentlemen. Here's another no-show, though. Okay, so what are we at here? 21? So, Realm of Bastet, 21 matches were within 10,000 points of each other. That's 8.20%. So that's a slight decline from Realm of Anubis. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's a perfect solution, but there's got to be something better than what we have now. Because as you can see, 6.25%, 9.7%, 8.2%, 512 teams just waters down the competition. And it's not competition at this point. You know, there were maybe what, 5 or 6 matches that we've looked at thus far that were within a couple of thousand points. You know, that one was phenomenal. What was it, 28 points or 18 points total? But most of these aren't even close. Nine points. What do they have? One player show up and take an outpost for 30 seconds? 2 more no-shows. All of these are freaking absolute monster blowouts. My God. Okay, here's a close one. A real close one, right? Nice. At least there's one in there. And okay, and let's stop a second here. And maybe for the ranked, I was saying a non-ranked and a ranked mode. Maybe for the ranked mode, they do it like grand finals, right? Here you go. These are all the teams that are in there. Everybody has the exact same commanders, the exact same equipment. You got to set up your talent trees. You got to, you have the exact same number of troops that you can use. If they really want to make this fair and level the playing field, that's what they would do. They would do that grand finals mode, have a separate ranked and unranked, and then take the best teams out of ranked and throw them in the tournament. Just, I mean, that would give some of these teams experience also with commanders that they don't have access to. Really? We only have one match so far? Okay, 2 now. There's a no-show. 3042. This must be Terminator's group. 101,971. Hey, Hen, insert Inferno. Hen, you found it right away. So yeah, we'll get to Division 19 here. We're working our way through, just counting up the number of close matches, and when I say close, we're talking 10,000 point differential. How many arcs did you capture in that match, Terminator? Did you all use T1 to bring them home? Ooh, 101. There's another 101. I forget what yours the other one was, though. You think that they'll add a mode that won't give them more money? Exactly. But okay, so maybe they're not going to spend in that mode, but in the same, your spenders are still going to spend. Your spenders are still going to spend regardless. Maybe get official sponsors for it. I don't know. I mean, there's, like I said, there's no perfect solution, but this watered down group stage in the qualifiers just doesn't sit well with me. Very few teams take this seriously. I mean, how does 101,000 to nothing blowout prepare anyone for a tough match? It just doesn't. I mean, you're not having to pop the skills that you're using in a harder match. You're not having to time those skills. You're not having the rotations that you normally would. It doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on. You wanted me to check Division 19? What are we looking at in Division 19? And these are a lot of newer kingdoms in here. So, I mean, here's another no-show. These are essentially no-shows. I mean, oh, here's one within 10,000 points. And another one. In the same group. Nice. We might have a good group here. At least one with players who show off. Did I miss one? Okay, I'll take your word for it. There's one. There's one there. Okay, so overall, what do we got here? 6.25% of the matches in Horus were within 10,000 points, 9.77 in Anubis, 8.2 in Bastet, and Sobek a whopping 3.52%. Overall, there were 71 matches out of 1,024, 71 matches were within 10,000 points. 71 matches out of 1,024 matches were within 10,000 points. Let that sink in. 6.93% overall. Does that prepare any of these teams? Any of these teams? For the tougher matches that they're going to see in top 32, in top 16? I don't think so. So, and I've been saying the same thing for 2 or 3 seasons now. I just kind of this is the first season I've ever been able to cast Osiris League, and I can't even cast Osiris League. So I wanted to get something out there, get some cold hard data out there to back up my statements over the past year and a half, saying that the initial qualifiers, these group stages, are garbage. It's only to make people happy and give them free shit. Lilith doesn't like these suggestions. They like the ones that start with add a bundle. For example, add a bundle that gives me 5% attack skin. I've made those suggestions too. Add a clear the fog bundle. Add a clear the fog bundle and people will buy it. I guarantee you there would be people out there buying a clear the fog bundle for Heroic Anthem. Were you in that match, Sean? If so, that's crazy. Crazy. 18 points. Crazy. I mean, you talk pilots and some of these big KVKs. Well, there are pilots for accounts just to clear fog. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We are obviously not pushing too hard in pre-KVK. I'm in 26th. Goal is to kind of stay in that 21 to 50 range. Should be okay. I do not think MF is training. Add a bundle that gives you even less rewards, but call it Yoda or Baba or Ahmed Aziz. I mean, if they want to get rid of resource sellers in this game, you know, they just need to increase the amount of resources in this bundle here, right? Make it worth someone's while. So what do I generally get? New World every month, the $5 and the $10 bundle. You get one passport in the $4.99 bundle, 2 passports in the $9.99 bundle. So that comes out to $5 a passport. At $19.99 and only 3 passports, you're not getting the same value. Every now and then I'll do a Primitive Treasure. Every now and then maybe a Geared Up. Maybe once a month. The monthlies are good value. All the pop-ups are good value. Every now and then maybe a Call the Ancients. You know, it just depends. I love these because they gave me AP. Right? They helped you stack some AP up in the off season. 500 AP every time. But there's no point in getting these because until they add another commander in here that I don't have. Oh, by the way, we are down to 28 gold heads. 28 gold heads. So obviously we maxed the 2 archer commanders as soon as they came out. And then watching these KVKs, I could not go into a KVK with potential fighting without maxing Jan also. So I expertised Jan the other day. So it's now time to start hoarding gold heads again for those cavalry commanders that come up next. So we are working on Tariq yet in the infantry MGEs. We just did another skill on him, getting 8th place in the MGE that ended last night. And I guess cavalry MGEs, that leaves me with only one choice. Where are you, big guy? Where are you, big guy? There we go. Check my Discord. Accept. Open in browser. Let's move that to a new window. Thank you, John, for sending. Let's take a look at the breakdown of that point, the points for that really, really close match here. Arco Osiris score 6,500 to 4,000. So the red team must have got the first and second arc, and the blue team the third arc. Occupation score favors blue, 26,640 to 22,657. Provisions, 1,700 to 199. Kills, red team. Severely wounded, blue team, obviously. Correlates with kills, right? healed. Red team healed quite a few more. So this is what lost it right here. 199 provisions. Close match. You could have gotten it. I mean, that's the difference between, you know, when you're waiting to fill a structure, sitting in a resource node and collecting a few resources. If every single player does that, you're going to make up that 28 points. You're going to win that match. That's the difference between having somebody dedicated to gathering resources and somebody not. I mean, crazy. I watched his Garrison video. Those are definitely not top 5, but I guess it's less competition. Yeah, I watched that video too. I don't necessarily think Dito Hera is the top Garrison out there. It definitely is against infantry, but you're not always going to have infantry attacking you, and I don't think it would be in Arc Osiris, because you're going against most of the attack, most of the rallies in Arc are cavalry rallies because they're a lot quicker. So that's why I got my Yan done. I think Yan Hera is a better all-around Garrison myself than Dito Hera. Hey, Lemon. So the only matches we will be able to watch in the top 32 are matches that are cast on the official Rise of Kingdoms channel. So that begs to question then exactly how do they plan to pick those matches? So 32 teams, obviously in the top 32, there's 16 matches every week. You know, let's just say there's 4 time slots and 4 realms. So there's 16 matches running in every time slot. Are they going to cast all 16 to keep it fair? All 16 in every time slot to keep it fair? Or do they pick 1 or 2 in each time slot to cast? And then teams that play against those teams will have footage on their strategies and they can scout them. But the other matches that they didn't cast, there's going to be no footage on. That we have yet to see exactly what the plan is for the top 32. I think, you know, and when I went to spectate these matches today, because that damn little red dot still popped up there and said, "Hey, come watch." You know, it said, "Oh, in order to promote fairness or whatever." It's like, okay, well, if we really want to call this fair, then you're going to cast every single match once we get to the top 32 and not pick and choose. Because it's going to be a huge disadvantage to teams that you cast where there's footage out there for other teams to use against them. Oh, this is 89 down here, balled up in 60 GT territory. Yesterday, 60 GT was rallying this pass for, and I was watching Apocalypse for a good 3.5, 4 hours yesterday. 60 GT was rallying this pass for nearly 6 hours straight, and 2489 held. Yeah, exactly. You're not even able to watch your own alliance. And they do that so nobody can get on voice, because all the top tier teams had people on voice comms with them, spectating the match themselves and providing them like with the eye in the sky. You know, okay, you got 12 marches mobilizing and moving towards the Shrine of War. You got 15 marches already rotating to the middle, you know, things like that. So, you know, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. Have you seen the master? I've seen it. I've never seen it used. Until we face a real team, our strategy is to use it, take the obelisk match over. And you are talking about this one. Moves up to 30 allied troops within range to target destination in 20 seconds. So yeah, it's like a fucking teleport, right? Troop teleport. Beam me up, Scotty. I mean, they really nerfed hard push, right? You know, no longer does it cut time off to actually occupy the structure. And in the same respect, I noticed in our last match that you couldn't even pop it in like the first 2 minutes of the match. You know, so it kind of threw me for a loop because nowhere in here does it say it's not going to be available for the first couple of minutes of the match, but maybe it says it somewhere in here. I don't read this shit. I mean, come on, we don't take it too seriously. Master strategy shows the opponent where you are going, FYI. But yeah, I mean, for teams that are unprepared for it and don't understand what it is, and, you know, half of these teams out there obviously don't understand Ark of Osiris or don't care about it, to sign up for a league match and then have 6 out of 30 players show up or 0 out of 30 players show up. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I had planned to, you know, stream some Ark of Osiris matches this season. But I guess we're not doing that now. Unless out of the blue, Lilith comes to me and says, hey, you want to cast on our official channel? In which case I'll say, can I still use cuss words? But I do not expect that to happen. Do not expect that to happen. Oh, I'm sorry. They had 8 players? Okay. Oh, I guess we can get rid of that counter now, can't we? We will throw up the 2489 map here instead, since we're watching 2489. Well, that would... Oh. Well, they kind of do that with Heroic Anthem already, right? Because you can't spectate until the fog is gone. Well, I mean, there's, I guess, ways around it, but... Yeah, I mean, there were streamers like Beast, who, you know, the bulk of his subscribers came during Osiris League seasons. Because he would cast match after match after match. You know, Mr. Bulba too. A lot of his subscribers came because he was dedicated and he would cast anywhere from 1 to 3 matches every single week. You know, so they're not just losing the growth of their channel, they're losing potential revenue from that. And is it because Lilith wants to keep the revenue closer to their chest, in their pockets? You know, maybe. Maybe. But I mean, we'll have to see. Time will tell how they implement the spectating for the top 32. We may just be bitching about nothing. And even when they cast those matches, are they going to show the fog? I mean, is it going to be on a delay? I mean, how do they? You know, there's 100 different questions that I have that I guess will all be answered once we hit the top 32 and no more details. And honestly, the top 32 can't come soon enough, simply because, as we saw today, these semifinals, these qualifiers are not the most competitive of matches. There were several that were really, really close. Let's end this poll here and see what everyone said. So the question was, are the qualifiers worth it? Most everyone, 66% said they're worth it. My assumption is they're voting worth it simply because of the rewards. I subbed to them because you rated them and had to type Lambo raid. I subbed to you because you reminded me of Optimus Prime voice. Yeah, there were some closer matches. You know, the one John shared with us is really close match, right? 18 points or 28 points, whatever it was. But you know, for the most part, what was it? 6.9% of the matches ended with 10,000 points or less. And I would say maybe 5 or 6 of those were within 1,000 points. There's Jake the Dog Games. Hey, Jake. Yeah, I mean, I think surprising in the Horus realm was the fact that one AVG, SN, both from 307, got smashed. And I don't know if it's because those players are out of troops, if those players were just tired and needed to sleep. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're all trying to find a new kingdom because, what is it? Because Mad Phantom did warn them. They were doing a kingdom scan, and all the names of deadweights who did not fight will be made public. We don't care if we go back to 1 or 2 main alliances. We are kicking all of the deadweights, and we'll make the names and IDs public to other servers also. So obviously, leadership in 307 did not like their performance in this KVK. They plan to make some changes in that kingdom. Yeah, I'm doing good, Jake. Hey, Mark. Jake, I can't wait. We got, what is this, 51 minutes left in stage 2? Oh, yes, MF did train. Yay! Yay! That must have just been in the last 5 minutes or so. Stage 3 is Marauder Forts. So yeah, I mean, you know, honestly, we don't care about the pre-KVK rankings ourselves. 3% all damage, 2, 1. If anything, if we had a choice, you know, we prefer to get rank 4 for the training speed, or even better, rank 6 for the march speed. But with with armaments now, you know, that march speed you can get on armaments, but still 3% is 3%. Right. So yeah, well, I mean, once reset hits, we're gonna restart it. Yeah. I don't know how long I'll be on after reset. It usually takes a good 20 to 30 minutes for Marauder Forts to spawn up. But it looks like we will be getting Commander XP gain 1%, which I need so desperately to help me get these commanders up to level 60. Right? And sarcasm. So, well, I mean, there's just some random skirmishes here. Why don't we go take a look at some of our opponents? I'll get rid of this map. We'll put this map up. Make it a little bigger. Nope, that's the wrong map, Lambo. Why can I not? 24. No, that's not the one. Unlock. There we go. All right, so let's go and look at Earth Camp first, because that's who we're going to be facing. We're in the bottom right-hand zone there. We'll work our way from top to bottom. $15.75. $8.5 billion power. Respectable. Peppa Pig. Why do I know that name? Ooh, Deads. So lots in that 70 to 80 mil range. Another 100 mil player here. You got to move on from infantry. $20.51. 6 billion power. Let's see your deads. All right, all right. $25.79. I think they're at the top here, right? Yep. For pre-KVK anyway. But I'm not going to sit here and look at 150 players in each alliance, Aloy. Sorry, my friend. We'll look at all the R4s, okay? Will that make you happy? Will that make you happy? Here, we'll look at a 54 million too, okay? Always a critic, you're hurting my feelings. I'm going to report you to YouTube. The highest power players all sucked. Hey, you said it, I didn't, right? You said it, I didn't. $26.12 next. They had a few with nice stats, yeah. Your warlord should always have good kills and deaths. Okay. Okay, who's next? 2667. Yeah, I mean, the difference is kingdoms like 2579, 2612, 2667. How many Season of Conquest have they really been in? One, maybe two? What? Did I get 20 Farm Alliance? Oh, that's an altar. That's not the... Hello. Good morning. I'm going, what the hell? That's nice. Hey, Fly. Oops. Oh, so do I. So do I. So that's a look at Kingdoms and Earth Camp that we're going to be fighting first. Overall, in the last scan we did, they had 57.7 total billion power, 520 billion total kills, versus us with 57.5 billion power, 515 billion kills. So it looks to be a fairly even matchup, based on the numbers anyway. You know, and it's hard to compare. It's hard to compare, right? Because we have been around for a long, long time. So obviously we're going to have more power. We're going to have more kills. We're going to have more deads. We're going into, this is what, my 6th Season of Conquest in 1029, 6th or 7th. And I did 1 in 1052 before that. You know, so we've been through like 12, 13, 14 KVKs, somewhere in that ballpark. So, you know, it's hard to compare and know if players with those stats in those newer kingdoms are quote unquote farmers or fighters. You know, but time will tell. It should be fun. I look for a good time. Who's your allies? Red or gold? What? We are allied with the water camp on the bottom. So we're wind. We're allied with water. And I'm sitting here pointing at the map like OBS is going to show my pointers, but purple and blue versus gold and red. See, you know, here's the other thing about Electro King, right? He knows my favorite colors are green and gold for the Packers. So when I ask him to do a map, he puts one set of allies in green and the other set in gold. So, you know, after a while, he just gets me. Oh my goodness, we still have 37 minutes. So I started a half hour earlier today, so that makes sense. Let's look at 1079, 1034. And I know those two kingdoms I do not believe those two kingdoms have access to fight yet themselves. So we'll check out on this right side here, right? In this area. There should be fighting. Oh no, it looks like 2050 is locked out. Come on. So 1034's allies 2050 looks like they are locked out of this zone, if I'm reading the map correctly. Let's check the other zone over here. Where are the damn passes? Right here, level 4 passes, level 4 passes. Ooh. And it looks like 1034 allies are locked out of this zone as well, unless probably some of these are their forts, right? Yeah, they're on fire. So they tried to block access to 1446, but and maybe they're trying to pull a what is it? Maybe they're just gonna back build forts here so they can get into the next zone here. I don't know. I don't know if there's any major fighting going on. What do I have an altar of darkness marked for? I don't even know which KVK this is. $21.91? Does this ring a bell for anyone? $8.71? Check 2780, the Kingdom 2780, or KVK, or somewhere on this map, or let's watch this rally at least. The sun's trying to come out for the first time today. Rainy all morning. Oh, you're getting hit by AoE. Oh, maybe not. different alliance.
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
Just a reminder, if you're hanging out there, just hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Appreciate it. What the hell? They're going to require you to delete 400 to 600 T5 to stay, which is roughly 15 to 25% of your total T5. And then they want to fight 960? Wow. Are they trying to get migrants in alloys? I mean, what? And that's the issue I have had with big Imperium kingdoms, right? Is they're asking players who are committed to the kingdom, who have been there through multiple KVKs, who prove themselves through multiple KVKs, to delete troops, to bring in players that are potentially not as dedicated to the kingdom, who haven't been there, who haven't given that blood, the sweat, the tears, the countless late nights, the lack of sleep, sacrificing for the kingdom. And that would be hard for me as a leader to ask of people if I was running the kingdom. Hey guys, I need everyone who's been here, who's been fighting with us, to delete some troops so we can bring these people in whose stats look good. Yeah, I that would be hard for me, Alloys. I think at that point in time, I would say, thanks for the memories, guys, but it's time for me to find something else. I mean, if the thing is, if in those kingdoms, right, if you're not a mega whale and you don't have somebody piloting your account, you're never ever gonna get in that top echelon, that top 240 where you get one of those rewards. So that said, though, if you're still having fun, if you're enjoying the game, playing in that kingdom, playing with those people, then that pretty much trumps everything, right? I mean, is the game about fun for you? Is the game about winning or losing? Do you enjoy the big battles? It's hard. I hear 2605 is still recruiting. Yep, Pete, the Redline Bunny podcast was epic. It was epic. I don't necessarily agree with how much of the, how do I phrase this, right? How to think before you speak, Lambo. I don't necessarily agree with some of the words used in the personal attacks. in general, I agree with the premise that leadership, including Bunny and Geese, who were on the podcast, were upset with the way in which things went down in that kingdom. At a very, very high level, and not using the exact words that were used on that podcast. They felt that the email coming out with announcing the migration had an impact. Now, it wasn't the sole reason, but it had an impact on the performance of 254 in that KVK. And that's hard to argue with. They said they had a lot of people coming to them, questioning them about the future of 254. So it stirred up a shitstorm of questions and uncertainty in that kingdom that was not necessarily beneficial going into a KVK against a fantastic opponent like 365. So I understand completely, and I agree with that it had an impact. It wasn't the sole reason that KVK was lost. There are other contributing factors that created a perfect storm. Multiple months without a competitive KVK causes players to lose interest in the game and players not to show up. 365 is a fantastic kingdom. They're hard as hell to fight against. There were just a multitude of issues that created a perfect storm that led to their loss in that KVK. But this was one that could be controlled. It was it was controllable. Now, in that podcast, Bunny did say that he had asked the people who were migrating out not to send that email, and they did not respect his wishes. So there were some remarks towards those people made that were not necessarily productive. I understand why. And it's kind of a slap in the face, in my opinion, if he requested they didn't send that email prior to the fighting beginning in the KVK. And then they still went ahead and did that. I guess there were several leaders in that alliance that he had some personal issues with as well, who came in, were gung-ho, who helped out tremendously in the beginning, but then were nowhere to be found in this KVK. I specifically asked a question, and the question I asked was, how many of the players that migrated to 1605 would have been on the chopping block had they stayed in 254? They didn't have any specific numbers, but the guess was 50%. So if 50% of the players, approximately, guess, if 50% of the players that went to 2605 would have been on the chopping block if they stayed in 254, you can't tell me that email did not have an impact on those players. So, I mean, I understand why the video is gone. In the same respect, I've seen much... I've seen that language used elsewhere on YouTube, and those videos remain up. So I don't know exactly what drove the decision by whomever, whether it's Redline to make that to turn that video off, or whether it's YouTube to remove that video entirely. I don't know what drove that decision specifically. I don't know that we'll ever know. It's all speculation at this point. But there are other videos on YouTube that are much, much worse. So the comments were very straightforward. Bunny's not one to sugarcoat things, right? He's not one to phrase things in a politically correct manner. The comments were very straightforward. There were lots of insults thrown around and personal attacks against other players that are now not in the kingdom anymore. That's about as eloquently as I can phrase things in a recap of that podcast, right? I'm glad I was there for it. It was something to see. You know, there are two sides to every story. You know, I think we've heard that one side, and that's now gone. It's not on YouTube anymore. I think we have yet to hear the full picture on the other side. Red put it to private. He's trying to get it back up with some edits. Okay, that makes sense. Because, you know, I think the story needs to be out there. I think both sides need to be told, right? I'm not one for drama. I didn't create my channel to promote drama, but I do think it's good to tell both sides of the story. You know, there's a way in which to do that, though, and a way not necessarily to do that. And I think some of the comments may have crossed the line. It's too big for him to download and edit. Yeah, an hour and a half. That's got to be huge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Only Farmer. I don't know. And I'm sorry, I was going through all the Group 1 results before when you were in here, Only Farmer. I forgot to drop your command in the chat. If you guys don't know Only Farmer is, help her grow her channel. She's trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers as well. Small content creator, just getting started. Let's get her off on the right foot. Go out there and subscribe to her. One of the few female streamers out there. Deserves our support. Yeah, I don't believe Osiris League came up in that podcast yesterday, but the timing was quite convenient for them to leave when they did to get into season 7. I mean, I got nothing but love for Yoda. He's in here all the time supporting this stream, supporting other content creators' streams. He absolutely went off in that KVK. 800 million deads. You know, 800 million power drop. Not 800 million deaths, but 800 million power drop. So, you know, and I know players in that kingdom, you know, so like I said, there's two sides to every story. I think the email from Chad and the videos that Chisgul has already done about their migration kind of presented their picture. And I think that podcast yesterday presented the picture from a different side. And that side does need to be out there if Redline can hopefully get it edited in some way, shape, or form that removes some of the personal attacks. Now, That said, words are words, right? Words only hurt you if you let them. At the end of the day, if you're secure with yourself, if you're secure with the decisions that you made, in game, out of game, lifestyle choices, whatever those decisions may be, then somebody else criticizing you or criticizing how you did things or choices that you've made in your life really shouldn't have an impact on you. Words ain't gonna hurt you. What's the old saying? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me. If somebody calls me those names, I'm just gonna shrug it off. I don't care. I don't care what other people think of me. I only care what my close friends think of me. I only care what my family thinks of me. Is it great to have a ton of friends? Is it great to have you guys on here that enjoy being here and enjoy, the communication that we have, the questions, the answers, the healthy debate, the dialogue? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, if one of you calls me an asshole, I'm going to shrug it off. I really don't care. If you think I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with the decisions I made. Am I an asshole sometimes? Absolutely. But if I get called names or get told that my choice in lifestyle is incorrect, or whatever the case may be, I don't care what somebody else thinks of me, especially somebody halfway across the world. Doesn't matter. And Tash, even if somebody called me that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I'm fine with reverse cowgirl. You can call me a cowboy. I'm okay with that. I'm a happy cowboy, sure. Oh, I pulled my logo emoji down anomaly to get some different ones up there. I'm gonna rotate them every so often, just to keep it fresh. I played with Chisgling in 1039. Respect the man for what he's done. He's built a very successful YouTube channel and a career surrounding this game, and that's very admirable. When you do that, and that is what supports your family, what pays your bills, what pays your health insurance, pays for your mortgage, that has to be the focus of what you do, right? If I'm playing this game and I'm during my working hours and my work phone rings, I'm going to drop what I'm doing and I'm going to answer my work phone, because that's what pays the bills. If I can't pay the bills, I can't play this game. I have no internet. I have no house over my head. I have no car to drive. I can't buy groceries. So I understand that is going to be his focus. His focus is not necessarily the day-to-day running of a kingdom or interaction with those that do. And I'm not saying he does or doesn't interact with the people that run the kingdom. I'm just saying. A lot of things were inferred yesterday that when you look at it through a different lens, it might make a little different. It might have a different perspective on things, right? Hey, Pincho Hottie. Don't pinch me. My wife will get jealous. Right? Call of Dragons videos are getting crap views. Can't quit rock. And it's a whole different demographic, right? I mean, there's a handful of Rise of Kingdoms players that are playing Call of Dragons. But the people that I see on Beast Stream that are there for Call of Dragons are much different than the people that go there for Rise of Kingdoms. I hope you get to cast official Osiris League instead of the old talking heads. If they ask me, I would. It's something I would consider. I would have to see what type of contract is put before me, what type of non-disclosure agreements, what type of creative control that they would want to have over things that I do. And if they would extend creative control into anything outside of a specific cast on their official channel, then I would say no. No matter what they're paying me. I do this for fun. This is a hobby. This is not a career choice. I have my day job. And I do this as a hobby. So, if they would want to impose any sort of creative control or limit my freedom to speak my mind about this game in any way, shape, or form, it would be absolutely no deal. You can't at somebody unless they are in the chat. And I don't even know what KVK we're watching here, guys. I just know there was fighting. I'm sorry. We're off on a tangent talking about 100 other things, and I'm just kind of moving around as I see troops move with absolutely no clue as to what the hell we're watching. But yeah, Aloys, you're in a tough predicament, sir. I think there's any number of kingdoms out there that would gladly accept you into their kingdom. And, maybe it's just something where you go elsewhere for a period of time to kind of lick your wounds, take a little bit of a break, and then at some point in time, go back to 365. I think Kingdom... I think they're in a KVK too. Well, yeah, they just started KVK too. I was gonna say I think Kingdom 1040 is kind of affiliated somewhat with 1365 and JST. I could be wrong, but RST, JST, Nuna. I know Nuna is we played a KVK allied with these guys. I was going to say maybe this is an option, but it looks like they entered KVK pretty much at the same time we did. Of course, I'd love to get you in 1029. 100% I'd love to get you in 1029. But we're still in pre-KVK ourselves, so it's going to be some time before we could even consider getting in here. Hey, out, Junior. I don't know. 2268. Are they in a KVK? That's Plato's Kingdom. in their Imperium. Pinch, yeah. I mean, that's been a rough KVK for him. We talked about it yesterday on the podcast, and so before their last KVK, not the one that they're in now, before their last KVK, I thought they would lose. So after that KVK ended and they were victorious, I said, hey, they won. Great job. I was wrong. But I stood by my statements that if 307 had to face one of these big kingdoms, it might not go so well for them. They had a lot of players that they'll show up and they'll fight when their fighting's good, when they're getting good trades, when they're winning a KVK. But they don't have that same number of players that show up when the fighting's bad and they're not winning a KVK. I think the difference between 1307 and 1093 is quite clear in my mind, and it comes down to this. 1093 has players who are dedicated, who are committed, and who are crazy active. They have more hardcore players than 307 does. 307 has hardcore players, but the bulk of the 307 roster is casual players that log on and play for 2 to 3 hours here and there. And I think that was evident in the gameplay, or in what we saw on the map. That said, I know Mad Phantom is going to restructure that kingdom. Anyone who's dead weight is getting dealt with, and Phantom is going to make their names and their governor IDs public. So people will know these are our dead weights. If you accept them as a migrant, be careful. Yeah, they lost against 960. They lost against, and it was 4 or 5 KVKs ago, but they lost against 1052. So, I don't know. You don't know. They want to be talked about with the top tier kingdoms, and based on power, they're a top tier kingdom, but they don't seem to be able to hold their own against them. And I have friends there, so it's hard for me to say, but I can't sugarcoat the truth, right? Hey, Jay. Bumblebee says 2614 is open for migration. So what do we got here? 4 minutes? Hey, we're up to 13th now. Are you heading out for the night, Scorpion? If so, we'll catch you on the next stream. Alloy says 307 is going to be tiny if they kick out all the dead weight. Ouch. 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 Where's my soundboard? Get over here, soundboard. There we go. Is there no AP rune here? Not that I need AP rune with a full AP bar, but okay. Look at how fast that CC is. I love it. I love it. It'll be interesting to see, Seth. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, especially if that video goes back up with edits. The Nile KVK is offline. So the way they do it is they'll offer 2 KVK formats, and if you don't like those and you pass, the next time KVK pops up, they'll offer 2 other ones, 2 other options. And if you don't like those, the next time KVK pops up, they'll offer 2 other ones. But if you skip 3 times, they'll force you into 1. So you might not have the Nile popping up this offering. It might be the next one. Might be the one after that. Fourth star soon. Nice. Congratulations. Reset time. Reload the game. Oh, and reset. Members are refreshing as well. Ricardo continuing his membership. Histo continuing his membership. Funguns Pro. Mr. Weedy. Dodge. Bloody Madness. All renewing memberships. Thank you all, guys. And ladies. Can't forget the ladies out there. What is this? Oh, yay! We got second place. Oh boy, oh boy. Please select. Do I select any of these, or do I select one of these? How the hell does this work? Oh, okay. I see. Oh, we only got up to level 4? Oh well, we'll do that. Whatever. Free shit is free shit. Seriously? Not a single? Yeah, okay, thank you. That's not rigged at all. We're going to open these on another stream. Oh, there's 10 gifted members. Justin. Snuck in on me there. Members in the chat, drop that Justin emoji to thank Justin for those memberships. If you were gifted a membership from Justin. Be sure and tell the man thank you. Those all those alerts were popping up because I thought it was reset, and here comes Justin dropping 10 gifted. We'll get the Yoda emojis in the middle of the screen as well. You had a good Osiris League match today, Justin, I trust? You had troops left, right? Hey, Taser. Just going through doing our daily stuff here. Trying to get some of these red dots off of the screen before we call it a night, or before we go to the comfortable recliner and run Marauder forts for a few hours to use up some of this AP. Yeah, there were in here. Let me get the graphic up in case you missed it. So earlier in the stream, we went through every single group just looking for differentials of 10,000 points or less. In the Horus realm, there were only 16 matches with 10,000 points or less. Anubis had 25, Bastet had 21, and Sobek had 9. So there were 71 total matches out of 1,024 that were won by less than 10,000 points. So there were a lot of blowouts out there. That's 6.93% of the matches. 6.93% of the 10,024 matches were won by 10,000 points or less. So a little bit lopsided. These group stages are an absolute joke. Got an email about a gifted membership. Now I'm here. Yeah, well, thank Justin for your gifted membership there, G-Man. You don't have a lot of gems. I haven't been buying bundles because crystal bundles should be popping up here in the next couple of days. So we're not buying out the shop tonight. What we are buying tonight in this shop is materials. I need materials big time so that I can grab that Ring of Doom and that iconic crystal right away when we get into KVK. It will be my 5th Ring of Doom, so that will be an instant proc. Let's see how close we even are. $40.22 assists. So I'm still a ways away. Hopefully by the time our fighting starts, that'll be something I'll be able to craft. You pay very close attention to your email then, huh, G-Man? I know when my Gmail notifications go off on my phone, I just turn my phone over. I get so many emails for work on a daily basis. The last thing I want to do is check all my personal emails as they come in. But thanks for jumping on. I do appreciate that. I really don't feel like doing Soroli right away. Did I not spend these last time? What the hell? I must not have. Okay. All right. What do we get here? Yeah, let's get one of those. What the hell? Get one of those. Let's get one of those. I like green. Yes, sir. Instaprot coming. But if as soon as I proc it, I want to put it on my Archer marches, right? So, you gotta iconic it as well. I did kind of change up my marches as well. Instead of originally I was planning to go with Nebu ZL, but just watching that 60 GT 2489, watching them guys battle, they're using a lot of Zhugliang as primary, so I changed this up a little bit. So it'll be Boudica YSG. Love the AoE that YSG provides. And then ZL Nebu. RD Tommy, back to RD Tommy. That, in my opinion, this is a great Archer March. The self-silence that RD gives helps Tommy's poison stack. And we got Guan Scipio, or I can do Guan Sargon. Got Nevsky Joan, XY Mehmet or XY William. If we want a third one, it's Chandra William. Second Infantry, Sargon CJ. Third Infantry, Harold Alex. We can do the Trajan Mulan or Trajan Ethelfled. Infantry Garrison, Flavius Hera. I did just finish Jan, so Jan Hera can be used. We got the Dito Hera, so we're set. We're ready to rock. We are ready to rock. Cannot wait for KVK to start. Well, for fighting to start. KVK starts in 2 days, but speaking of, my lineup all set and rigged here. Good. Oh boy, 66th and Clarion Call. That was the daily one. And there's weekly. Yes, yes, yes. What are these red dots now? And we will not be participating in this Mightiest Governors. I hope, I hope that fighting doesn't coincide with the kill event, because I don't need any of them. I don't need any of them. Yeah, if all the 1034 allies are locked up, that's gonna make it really tough on 1034. And with OL season here, I mean, we saw several of the 307 teams that were basically no-shows. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. Let me just go out and see if anyone else is streaming that we can get you over to. Hey, what do you know? Dirty Dan is streaming. All right, so we're going to call it a night. I think I'm going to go and chill out and relax on the recliner, run some Marauder forts as soon as those spawn up. I don't think any of y'all want to sit here and watch me run Marauder forts. Thank y'all for joining in. Thanks, Justin, again for the 10 gifted. Thanks for all the likes, the good conversation today. And we'll be back tomorrow. Probably running Marauder forts tomorrow live on stream. So if you want to be bored out of your mind, hey, we'll catch you tomorrow. As always, we'll see you next time.